Jacob keeps trying to say that his crimes were worse or better than mine. I think the big part of it is that his were accidental and mine were intentional. And that
I'm not evil.
Classified
I
as
am genuinely not evil.
Mine were intended to cause harm. His were accidental. That's why I see mine as less bad. I did mine intentionally.
The thing of it is, Jacob has done evil things before, and he's trying to get away from that life. And now every time he tries to do good, he accidentally does evil.
Bub saw the complete 180-degree jump in logic there.
Hey, I'm just thinking, a murderer who murders another person is less at fault than someone who hasn't murdered someone and murders someone.
All right, Dexter, calm down a little bit.
A serial killer will always be a serial killer. A civilian will not always be a murderer.
Wizard, yes, I did go ahead and tell Tygot that I was Neb the Tauren's son. Not that it matters anymore, but I did.
I'm almost afraid to click on this. But I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to pause this.
I'm scared to hear my voice.
All right, let's see this.
It's going to move back up to Klaus. Rest a hand on his shoulder briefly. Wrap it up, kid. We're going to have to go back the way we came.
I would appreciate it if you didn't rush me in my morning.
That is my humor, 100%.
Afternoon.
Damn it, Eddie! I'm gonna fucking kick you both. Out of the call, out of life, out of a moving car. I mean, take your fucking pick.
Just run me over already.
That's a fetish I haven't heard of. Run me over.
Hey, look, it's full screen. Slamming okay. All these.
Ronald, why is your camera so close?
Got myself.
I was like wondering why am I hearing an echo? And it's like I still have stream unmuted. This is the worst funhouse ever.
Yes. Evil female. Yes.
All right.
Still
So
where did Klaus go? Where's Will?
Oh, hey.
He's here.
Restroom.
He was waiting to make it dramatic.
There he is. Green shirt and blue jeans.
He wanted to be fashionably late.
I like how
Wranglers.
I like how I just
T-shirt
asked
wearing
where he was. I was like, "Where did Will go?" And Ronald was like, it's like, where's Waldo? There he is. There he is. Found him."
Him and his Wranglers with his Under Armour shirt.
Not Wranglers, not Under Armour.
Pretty close.
Amazing. Every word you just said is wrong.
Which is par for the course in Shackled City.
It's not a shirt.
These are actually pants.
No, that's actually his pubes. He just wove them into.
True story.
into a work shirt.
Klaus only wears onesies and blue jeans on the outside, so it looks normal.
He's wearing a romper.
Yeah.
So I heard my voice while I was gone. What is this?
Oh, you're gonna kick him from the call.
It's me.
I'm gonna kick you both.
From the call, from the game, from a car.
Yeah, your
Take
choice,
it.
really.
So, guys, we're back.
Yes.
We're back in action. I hope you had a good bit of a brief break there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're good now. I have things.
Cool.
Please don't rush me in my morning. But it's afternoon. If that doesn't sum up my humor, I don't know.
Yeah. That does. That captures your humor perfectly. I can't even argue that. All right. So we're back. Thelsa.
Yes.
I needed to know what you did with the last 3 days. Did you go back to the guys? Did you go back to the bathhouse?
I would probably, head back to the bathhouse afterwards. I might see about trying to get this weapon reforged because in its current state, I don't see that it's much use. I plan on using this as my devotion to Ouija's, so I kind of want it to be a weapon and not just a broken hunk of steel.
All right, who are you going to approach? Which are you just going to go to a standard blacksmith, or?
I'm going to my boy. I'm going to go see Dugabras.
Doogie Browser? Okay.
Yeah, he's my favorite man. Also, I also wanted to see if he still finds me attractive now that I'm, half pseudo-demon and not just a...
Oh, he's just your
Not just
man
a
because you
lady
think
anymore.
he's hot.
Yeah, well, he's hot as fuck. Trust. I touched him once. It hurts.
Boo.
Get off the stage!
This is the worst open mic ever.
Throw in that casual laugh at your own joke. It's pristine.
Please clap.
And then get the clap. Dang, got him.
I don't want it. I don't got him.
Me
at all.
neither.
Okay. So at some point you went back. You wanted to speak to Dugabras.
Yep, seeing
fine.
about getting this weapon reforged.
Let's see what happens in the next few days for these guys, because I know that some of them intend on speaking to Dugabras, and I want to know the extent of what it is that they wish to do. Klaus, Cort will at some point locate the destination of magma and obsidian and just be wildly sprinting the streets. Exhausted when you find him. Maybe half an hour later, pushing with everything he's got, sweat pouring down his brow, his skin probably chafing from deciding to run in armor, no less.
I got runner's nipple. It's the worst.
This is blood streaking.
Yeah. Wait, Bub, do you not know what that is?
Can't run a marathon without putting a few band-aids on your nipples.
Yeah, Will knows what it is. Ronald knows what it is.
I've actually done it.
It's
serious
when you
problem.
run, if your shirt
Oh, I've
is
done
a
it.
certain fabric, it rubs against your nipples while you run marathons, and your nipples will literally bleed.
Yeah, it's not
Don't
any.
chafe
It's
to the
it's
point that
any
they bleed.
fabric. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it any fabric?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah, because your
Yeah.
nipples.
I've
are, like, super
actually had
sensitive
to.
skin.
I just use tape instead of band-aids, but,
You look
but I've done
not
it.
happy with this, Bub.
Side note:
I like how
cross country
it was
running.
just, yeah, I was going to say, it's like, oh yeah, when you run marathons, you put tape on it. Do I look like I've ran
never-
a fucking marathon?
I don't think any of us have.
I
We're all
had.
here for that reason.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely have.
How about, when you run marathons, somewhere between all of the sessions of D&D that you run? I run marathon D&D, there we go. But I never
It
put
was
tape
the
on my
royal
fucking
you.
nipples.
Let's not pretend
Wait,
like
you're
we
not
were
using
talking
band-aids
about
on
you
your nipples to play,
specifically.
like, consecutive D&D games, Bub. That's really dangerous.
It can be, yeah. Luckily, I've got tape on my nipples.
Hey,
I
you know
came
that-
prepared. I'm already
you know
taped
that
up.
activity that
Let's
none of
go.
you guys do?
I always have tape on my nipples. It's just kind of a casual thing I do now.
Guys, it's
Yeah.
almost D&D time. Are you ready? No, hold on. I have to put tape on my nipples real quick.
In an effort to make them as small as possible, I tape them up every morning.
Look, it's cold in Canada. I don't want them cut into my shirt. Okay.
But at
Gotta
the end
take
of the
those babies
marathon, you
down.
just have a little hole in your shirt.
Yeah, there's a hole in the tape, a hole in the shirt. It's just
Guys,
horrible.
I love you, but I am finding way too much info about your nipples coming at me right now. So
Oh, you're one to fucking talk.
Just wait until my
Okay.
nipples come at you.
Mister, I'm gonna take some Viagra and pound you in the ass. You want to talk about
What the
taped
fuck did
nipples.
I miss?
What?
You haven't been reading Twitch chat.
whoa, that is not at all.
That is exactly
Whoa, I've
what
gotta
you said.
scroll up. Oh my god.
Yeah,
What
can
the
you
fuck
control
did I
F?
miss?
The words were.
You
Don't
know
make
it's serious
me
because
take
I'm
Viagra
enunciating.
to fuck your ass up. Not
Yeah.
I need
Uh-huh.
some Viagra.
Uh-huh.
Can we get that recorded a couple of times, please? For the new sub event?
For the new Offspring song?
It's actually going to be my $70 donation, so they can 69. Oh.
We call it Gotchi Will.
I have it
Yes,
saved
that's
on
right,
my
yeah.
phone, on my computer. It was my Twitch sub for a while.
It's still so
I love
perfect.
that clip.
He still has it readily available.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, if you have tuned in expecting this to be an intense, dramatic roleplay,
Oh,
You
it
done
is.
fucked
It
up.
is. It is. But
is.
it's.
But there's also dick talk in between.
It was more like if D&D was regularly written by Kevin Smith in his in his Clerks, like his early Clerks phase.
Or that tweet about his wife that one time.
Yeah.
The one that everyone knows.
I don't know it.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
We'll save it for later.
Now,
Please
if you
go
wanna
into
see
Discord.
intense-
Switch chat.
I'm kind of curious.
If you want to see intense, you should
Fucking
check
last
out
thing you posted,
Bubfest.
though.
That's right.
Oh, cool. Christy got it.
It's the first result as soon as I search Kevin Smith tweet. The man's had a Twitter account for like over 10 years.
Yeah.
But it's the one that everyone knows. That's the one. It's bad.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
I live for that reaction.
That's a little lewd.
All right. I want to read it again for the first time.
Even that's a little intense, even for me.
God.
Right?
It's a strong power.
For a long time, I was like, "This is so out of character for him," and then I watched,
statement.
Tusk, and I was like, "No, that actually kind of makes sense."
He cares dearly for his wife. He's very much a family man. Very much so.
I just hope that his daughter never reads his Twitter.
100% knows all of it already. There's nothing that you pull him.
There's nothing hidden from that child.
Harley, she's yes, very very much aware. Well, back to the show.
Let's figure out a way to segue this back into where we were before.
Hang on, I've got the perfect palate cleanser.
What the fuck is on your head?
Tripod.
Here, palate cleanser for everyone in chat.
I heard pelicans both times, and that was not a pelican.
Jeb.
I was so excited about playing tonight.
This is daycare.
It's like Fish Food said. He just said it so casually. What do you have on your head? Tripod.
Tripod.
It's like one of those like YouTube
It's true.
skits where he
It's
just
true,
starts
Fish.
Huh?
Metapod.
Tripod. All right.
You know who they used to call tripod? Jared. Let's get back into the game.
What
Yeah.
were we even talking about, man?
We were trying to figure out what Thelsa was going to do, whether she's going to go back to the bathhouse or not. She said yes, she was going back to the bath.
Yes.
I'm gonna go
but,
back to the
oh, that's
what
right.
we
We
were
were
doing.
going to you guys because
Cort
we
caught
wanted
up to
yeah.
them. We were talking about runner's nipple because I was right.
Yeah,
So-
runner's nipple. That's how did
Yeah.
we? Wow. Okay.
Let's
Holy
Eventually we'll
deviation.
get
let's
back
map
to the
that
game.
one
And
out.
it's all good full circle.
Holy fucking deviation. All right.
No,
We're
holy
gonna
fucking is
wind
what
it
Kevin
back.
Smith's doing.
Wind it back pre-runner nipple. Things I never thought I would ever say in my life.
Take that, rewind it back. Little Sean got the beat to make your nipples go.
Bub, say what you will, though. As much as it shames you, we're still your favorite group. Just remember that.
Dude,
Favorite is a very strong
He has
word.
suffered us for 150 sessions. We are his favorite group. We have yet to make him quit.
You're the only fucking people that stuck around after 20 episodes. Okay?
To be fair, the first 20 episodes we lost like 4 people, so
So wait, are you
True.
trying to say that we're just like your slam piece?
We're
Just
the
because
call
we
that always
stuck
picks up.
around?
Yeah, yeah.
We're the call that always picks up.
That's right.
We're your side bitch?
I got lamer Ghostbusters.
I don't know. That last
Better
one's
not
on
edit,
beat.
douchebags. Better not edit.
Oh my god!
I pay for this shit.
Oh my
This
god!
is-
You
this is
literally
simultaneously-
said banana douchebags. That's.
Oh, shit, I'm crying.
Simultaneously, one of the worst episodes that we've ever put out, but also one of the best episodes at this.
God.
No, we've done so much worse. Don't even start.
I think if someone's new to this is the session they should watch.
I'm
This is the
fucking
session. This is the session Austin's grandmother should
for what
have watched.
happens.
It can only go uphill from here.
You're not wrong.
Of all the sessions Austin's grandmother could have watched, this is the one she should have watched.
So thank you guys again for the follows and support that you've given today. You chose a fucking instantly unsubs. You chose a bizarre episode to wander in on, but I assure you, eventually, this is why there's 150 episodes, because we're trying to squeeze 35 episodes worth of content into 150 with the banana douchebags. Oh, man.
Banana.
But yes. But it's true though. This is my favorite group. You guys have stood quite literally against the grain, and you've weathered the storm of the almost constant curse of people leaving games. So yeah, you guys you're excellent. Thank you so much, Heaven, for the subs. I appreciate that, brother. That's very kind of you. Hansel,
At this,
Yoshi, Dave
at this-
Squishy, Dope Roll, and I think it's El Sorrel or I Sorrel. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are officially subs to the Bub Club.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's because we really love the game and each other, or if we just got extremely low standards at this point.
I said banana douchebags, and we all laughed really fucking hard, so I think it's the low standards one,
You know,
okay?
there's a big buildup.
We
okay?
have dropped the bar necessary to keep us here.
There was a lot of edging to that laughter.
buried
alright?
it.
A lot of edging for that laughter, okay? Just because Red's been shooting his laughter load all night long doesn't mean that the rest of us are just so keen on...
In order to make
On
it under the
Giggle
bar at this point,
Runner's nipple.
in order to make it under the bar, you need a fucking
we need a limbo.
pickaxe. Okay, like it's that far down.
We have dug this hole so far down, we're starting to hear people knock from the floor.
Stay a while and listen.
Dizzy Rain, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you guys have been laughing at least a little bit. If you're out there in Viewerland, please just show us an emote. If you've enjoyed the show tonight, show us an emote. Any emote, it doesn't matter.
Please, God, show an emote.
I'm gonna pick the perfect one.
Please, God, show an emote. Oh, it's good. I like how half of the people are in the game right now. Yeah! Success, guys!
As long as I'm having fun, that's all that matters.
Yep.
Funny, that's what I said on my first date.
Hey.
Gross.
That came out a lot worse than
Yeah.
my... Yeah.
So did your date.
She went in bad, she came out worse. That's the way it always is.
It's got weird. I'm gonna get some cereal real fast.
All right.
Well, you
Cort.
can always count on Sniper to make it weird.
Cort,
What's that
Ulhime,
dramatic moment?
Klaus,
Cort.
Yes.
Jacob. I'm going to give you guys the floor before Thelsa can pile herself back into this.
Alrighty.
Because it's going to present some pretty extraneous roleplay here. It's going to be wild, reintroducing herself. She's effectively had 2 weeks away from you. 2 long weeks at that. You know, you've not really done a whole lot in the city, you know, aside from the fact that you went to the elemental plane and potentially have wrought havoc upon all of Cauldron based upon the smoting of a single individual. So Cort, Ulhime, Klaus, and Jakob. Klaus, you initially find Cort. He is weathered, worn, exhausted, and when you explain to him that the weapon is not there, that Thelsa is not there, what do you do, Cort?
Cort being after running for so long and so tired, he'd kind of how is this home shaped? Is it like apartment style, or is it like has its own like front gate and such?
It's just a ranch. There's no gates. They don't really have backyards and things like
Yeah,
that.
it's just essentially like walk into the door, you're in the house.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm assuming.
It's more of a shotgun shack than anything else.
Yeah. Would he see Klaus near it, outside of it, or are you inside?
Klaus would have found you before
Okay.
you found the house.
Assuming Klaus would be coming from the house, Cort would see where it is, and he'd exhaustedly, trying to think of the word. He'd eventually get his way into the door, kind of exhausted and like almost falling over his feet.
Collapse.
Not the full-on collapse, but almost. Like weak knees, arms are spaghetti. There's vomit on his sweater already.
Shut up. Just fucking roleplay. Shut up.
I think you could have done it at the vomit line, and everyone knew what you were talking about.
I know.
You took it a step too
Too
spaghetti.
Yeah.
But walking in and seeing all of the blood, I'm assuming, right? Because you said it wasn't cleaned up when what was there.
Yeah, but this is like a week later, so it's all
it's
all
dried blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at the thought of the blood, because blood's something that he's accustomed to, at least.
Yeah.
He's gonna kind of drop to his knees, and I think Will might hear it. I don't know how close you'd stand next to me. Very, very quiet kind of sobbing, as he's kind of hitting the floor with his fist.
Okay.
There's really no use in lamenting what happened here. What's done is done, and we should move on.
He's just gonna kind of sit there and stare at it for a bit.
What's the matter with you anyways? You didn't know these people.
It's not the people.
Then what is
my
it?
master's sword. That's the last thing of where I come from, of my people. He gave that to me to protect. I let him down. I've let everyone down. I couldn't
just a
save it. I
possession.
couldn't find him. He's gonna kind of ball up. My master gave his life for me, and I've done nothing.
You don't think he would look at you today and be proud?
Can't stop it.
I can't say I knew the man, but look at where you are. I mean, look at what we've done as a party. You as an individual. Surely there's something to be proud of there.
I have to get the sword back.
You don't. It's just a possession. You know better than to think that every memory that you have of your master, every happy, sad, strange feeling that's tied to him and your village and your past, the possession matters not. All of that lives inside of you. Besides, the sword's useless now.
He's gonna slowly stand up and, still crying, kind of hide his face and push away and start walking away from the house. I don't know if I can forgive her for this.
It wasn't her.
Ulhime said it was her.
Perhaps in body, not in mind.
Let's go back. Please.
Agreed.
He's gonna take about 3 steps forward and then fall on his face.
Give me one last fortitude save. You've been running up to this point for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. He weaves in and out of unconsciousness. He can coherently speak a few words at a time, but he's mostly lost control of his body. He's pushed himself. He didn't just like jog a little bit and keep going. Like he cried intensely. It's that sagged bawling that just wouldn't quit. You know, it was a torrent. And he ran with everything that he had. He's exhausted to the point that movement is cumbersome.
I'm going to do my best to kind of drape him over my back and start moving back towards the bathhouse.
Suck it, Ulhime. I got to ride the spider. Ha!
Klaus, it's very trying for you. Are you capable of a flight with him on your back? Or is there a weight issue whatsoever? Because Cort may not be necessarily that heavy, but with what little equipment he has on his person, he is at least 200 pounds.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm about 200-ish.
Yeah, no, I'm not like strong by any means, but I can fly with him on my back. It's not an issue.
Okay.
As long as I'm not trying to like push my speed or anything.
Sure. I'm gonna give you like clumsy flight speed all the way back if anything were to happen. If someone were to like throw anything at you, you're not going to get any substantial bonuses. You've made yourself a pretty large target, and movement is challenging. But you will make it back, and you can tell this. I mostly said this so you know in the future that flying with something that is this large will present these issues. You may be able to maintain pace, but the chances of you guiding that flight, functionally so, unless you roll very high on a fly skill check, it's going to be so challenging. So very challenging.
Okay.
But you'll make it back. You'll make it back. Ulhime, Jakob, you'll hear the sounds of something landing. Do you look into the doorway whatsoever? Klaus, do you say anything? Do you call out for aid?
Not really, no. I mean, at this point, I think the best thing for him is probably just rest. So I'll do my best to carry him inside and lay him down, but nothing really further.
Well, it sounds like he brought the boy back.
Good. But we should go check on him. Well, I'll go check on him. I'll see if I can provide any mending of any sort. I'll be right back.
And leave me to go ahead and keep scrubbing the floors. I think not. We'll both go. Oh, my
Gives him a nod and he'll open up the door. I would say at least by this time we've at least cleared out the office to make into like a makeshift like tent room.
I mean, you have moved all of the belongings and you've cleaned it enough that it is livable.
Yeah. But like I mean like I would set up like our tents in there so it's like a little living quarters in a sense. Just in case
we now
like,
have a base of operations that isn't slapdash and hopefully won't lead to us getting near killed again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We now have a door between us and the outside world.
Yeah. And well, I'll help bring him in. I'll lay him down on like one of our cots or anything like that, or bed rolls, and I'll actually use my touch attack on Cort.
Your touch attack?
Yep.
Don't attack me, I'm sleeping.
It is... Where is it at? Oh, here we go. Boop. It's a D6 of healing plus... I think my... Like how?
Oh, I get it. I remember now. I remember I was like, wait, what is he doing? No, he essentially has the Archlich Caress, which it is a touch attack.
So he's punching me to heal.
No, it's
No,
not
so-
like that. It's like a focused channel that he can extend from his fingertips.
Yeah, instead of doing like a physical attack, once per round I can change it to a touch attack, and it can either damage an undead or evil creature
heal
or
your-
kill,
So it's basically
So you have finger
ranged
lasers,
lay
is
on
what you're
hands.
saying.
Akin to it, very similar. Yes.
Yeah. Let me get the actual number.
While
here.
Ulhime is taking care of Cort, Jacob's going to kind of settle in by Klaus,
Oh,
still puffing away at his cigar. Did you have to knock the boy out?
He did this to himself.
By what? Running into a wall?
No,
I
just
mean-
running.
How far did he run?
11 points. He'll heal up if he's suffered any damage.
You know how long we were gone?
Well, yeah, but I didn't.
He didn't stop running until I started to carry him back.
I'll give the kid credit. He's got a lot more endurance than I thought. It's probably a good thing that we're not staying at the Tip Tankard anymore. God, he'd go ahead and give Leslie's girls a run for their money.
I don't think
Um,
he's that type.
Huh?
I'll find a clean cloth, Bubs, and I'll put I'll do create water again in a clean bucket.
Sure.
And put cloth on his head and
That's fine.
keep him cool.
I gotcha.
So what are you trying to say? He's
No. I'm trying to say that I don't think he's the one to buy a Lady of the Night.
I was trying to think about. There was the time when Cort actually went to the Shining Tome.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
an awkward night.
Yeah, he's not into ladies of the night because they don't serve men of the night there.
oh, whatever the case. It's still an impressive feat. In
I don't
armor,
disagree.
no less.
But
So did you guys find any signs of what he was looking for? I mean, did we see anything about Thelsa out there?
I saw the aftermath, but no sign of Thelsa and no indication of where she might have gone.
Aftermath.
There was quite a bit of blood. The house had been... It had been...
It's stained red, Jacob.
Correct.
So- So it wasn't just a vision, it was actually something that happened.
Something occurred there. Can't say for certain. There are no bodies, but that amount of blood, you can imagine.
Cort's weapon is here, right?
It's
No.
on me.
No.
No.
Not the master
Thelsa's
sword,
weapon.
but my holy sword's on me.
His master's sword? They
My
have it or
master
no?
sword is within me.
Is with Thelsa.
Okay. Yeah. So the whole time I'm gonna make sure Cort's comfortable. Since I'm assuming he can't sleep in his armor, I will help him remove it so that way he can rest. Outside of that, once I've given him some light healing and removed his armor, just make sure he's kept warm with some blankets and the cloth is kept nice and cool so he's not, I guess, not becoming feverish or anything like that.
So on top of everything else going on in this city, now we have to go ahead and hunt down Thelsa.
I don't know if hunt is a word, but
Well,
Okay, well,
we
speak
obviously
first.
can't go ahead and let her keep running off on her own if she's been killing people left and right.
Regardless of what compelled her to do this, we need to find her and put a stop to it.
Ulhime.
what's up?
Um,
Or what's up? Yes. Yo.
What up,
What
y'all? I'm trying to remember, what's the name of that woman in town? The Arcanist.
Sasha?
Sasha. Maybe you should go and see if she can't do some divination. We know that she's got Cort's sword. Perhaps that's something that we can use to try and track her down.
I just need the components. I can do divination.
We don't need to go to someone else. I'm fine.
I can do it. Well, now that I know this, I think that may have to be a priority. I mean, on top of everything else that's going on, at least that I think we can actually take care of quickly.
Well, if that's the case, then we've got to get some money. Then I'll go visit her. Would I know the way, Bubs? Would I know of Lady Sasha?
Yeah.
And her magical kids? Okay.
Worst comes to, Klaus can go ahead and direct you. He's got a great dancing career there.
I'll take my holy sword because I plan on selling it since I'm not going to be using it anymore.
Okay.
Have fun finding the murderer.
What are you using as your primary weapon?
I don't have one right now.
Okay.
I gave my shield up and then I gave my shield up in the fire plane. The holy sword is the only thing I have left, but I'm going to give that up to get some gold because we are low on funds, I'm assuming. At least from what we're trying to get.
Well, I mean, we're not that low on funds if we're pooling things, because I currently, let's see here.
I got 14 gold. We're practically rich.
Well, no, I have 475 gold pieces and 200 plat.
Well, we need at least 1,000 gold. I need to buy a mirror, a very high quality silver mirror, and a pool of water.
If you need funding, search no further. I'll cover the costs.
Well, we need to go to Lady Sasha anyway. I need to find
a
way to get some.
Let's see if Sasha can do. I mean, let's see if Sasha can go ahead and do it as a, cheap favor, maybe, because, God, but
we're not getting things for free, Jacob.
Well, not free, but certainly it's got to be cheaper.
It's fine.
All right. Well, I mean, Klaus, much as I hate to say it, it's not like you can go roaming the streets like that, and I'm definitely not putting myself out there to go ahead and cause Sasha any problems. So I think this is all Ulhime.
Is Cort mildly awake for this, or is he out?
Just kind of in and out of it at this point. I mean, especially since you've been laid to rest and relax, and Ulhime is he's placed this rag on your head. It's reason to believe that you're probably in and out of it, just picking up bits of detail.
Not to mention, you're in the office and they're in the main chamber, so you're probably not hearing this.
Yeah, never mind.
Ulhime will give him a soft nod. If you can, start cleaning out this pool. There's a lot of debris and blood still on the inside. Whatever we can get cleared, the better. This will be the main forge for, I guess, our new guild hall.
Lofty proposition, but certainly, I mean, it gives me something to do. And you're helping, Spider-Man.
I'll be back. And he opens the door and heads over starts making his trudge over to Lady Sasha's.
Okay, is anybody going with him?
Cort would if Cort was awake, but Cort's laid the fuck out.
Yeah. Jacob's a fugitive and Klaus is a strider.
Yeah.
And it's still daylight, so I'm pretty sure we're all going to be like, later, bro.
Okay, sounds good.
As I head out, I walk over to Dugo Bros and I let him know. I'll call him. Dugo Bros, if you can, help him clean out the center pool. We're going to convert that into the new forge.
Sure. While you were gone, he moved through the town, and he's gonna handle. He's handing you what looks to be a small stack of documents. It's parchment, declaration. He hands you back what little he had, or what little remains, and there's just a small bag. You would see that there's really not a whole lot left inside of it, but there is some of your coin. It's probably about 150 gold.
Okay.
And with these documents, it's basically a requisition of goods. It's materials that are being purchased and labor that was also purchased to turn a small amount of the bathhouse into a functional blacksmith, like a smithy. And it's also in reparations for some of the things that you guys need. Like you have to repair the central tub, otherwise it's a vacant cylinder that drops into the bottom. It's also for like requisition of stone, so that it can fix the floor that's been crushed or destroyed. There is some supplies. It's a lot, right? Like it's lumber, it's stone. There's marble being brought in. You're being outfitted with the proper smith materials to upgrade your establishment. And he just tells you that
I've done all that I can. Brought everything back.
Thank you. And as he kind of he's shuffling through the papers, and this is to be delivered to the bathhouse, I take it, or do we have a team coming with us, or being present to do the building?
They will come here.
Good. He puts his hand out, like as I guess for the handshake.
he accepts yours as well, and there's a stern grab and shake back.
I'm gonna be back in a few moments. If you can, I think a good spot for the forge would actually be just as we walk in, that where that pool used to be. What do you think?
Well, it's not a bad idea, but I went on to investigate with the guard captain. He spoke of a building behind here. He said it was vacated. That if you wish to extend, it wouldn't take much more. You may be able to increase the size of your hold.
Well, I'm gonna go see what I can get for this, and he holds up the holy sword. If it's extra funds, then I'll leave it to you to handle those finances while we're away.
I will do what I can.
That's all I ask. I'll be on my way.
That moment when your blacksmith that you're going to kill is now a house flipper.
Yeah. as Ulhime starts walking, he stops and he turns around and he calls back to Dugobras. Dugobras.
He looks back up to you. His eyes meet yours.
Do you hate me?
No. No, I do not. I understand what it is that you must do, and I know I'm being punished further. I broke a core tenant, a rule. Not once, but twice. And my own moral convictions stand higher than the first flame. I just
Say
believe...
Twice. What do you mean by that?
I created what I made for the Jackal Man.
That I know about. The other?
And I led you onto the throne room, onto the keep, the kiln.
I understand.
I believe that everyone deserves a fair chance, regardless of what it is that they do. Everyone should live. It may be a dated way of thinking, or fallible, but I did what I did because I believe everyone deserves a chance.
Ulhime gives a nod. Thank you. I'll be back soon.
It's at this point that you realize that he knew for a while that something was going to come of your relationship when you showed him the soul ore. It sort of struck him in a way that spelled it all out. He was cast out because of this very reason, and he knew what this meant. This wasn't his first run-in with a phylactery, and why it is so important. And he still stands by his own moral convictions that everyone deserves a chance, that even the most evil and vile of creatures are capable of good. They may not have the necessary means or the right guidance and direction, but everyone is capable of, or should at least be capable of, living and doing good.
Yeah.
It may be a very simple train of thought, but fire doesn't
it's
care.
reasonable.
Fire doesn't care for complexity. It just exists. That's all.
Yeah. I'll watch him walk back for a few moments, and then I'll continue on to Sasha's.
Okay. We don't have to make a big deal about this at Sasha's. Give me a diplomacy. Okay, that's really, really good. She's not particularly interested in the blade itself, but she is willing to purchase it. And due to the nature of its service, she's more than willing to give you 70% of its value. And she finishes the statement with, "You will likely not get any more anywhere else, especially in the state of this town." So what kind of weapon is it?
It's plus 2. I already checked the price. It's 8,000 gold. So if it's 70% of that, it's 5,600.
Okay, yeah. And that's you know that's far more than fair. She generally shouldn't offer you more than 50%, but given your diplomacy and the quality of the blade itself, she thinks it's more than fair.
Yeah, given the business elsewhere, like it's not too big anywhere else.
Who knows? You know, in a town that could be overrun with demons, holy weapons could be very useful. She might be just making an investment. But you definitely know that if you come back to buy the blade, she's going to charge you 100% of its cost.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. So let's okay. So I have my gold. We do our pleasantries. I talked to her about it. Once I head back,
I'm assuming that you bought all of the necessities.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use 1,000 gold for the mirror, because that's what I need. So I'm at 4,750 gold right now.
Okay.
So I have the silver mirror that I need for the scrying. Silver mirror. Worth 1,000 G. Okay, so I have that. The pool of water, I'm assuming I can just use from like a makeshift bowl. I don't think it's like I need like a fucking pond's worth of water. But I'll invest in a decent sized bowl anyway. Fuck it. I'll take a silver lined bowl too. And I'll put 500 gold on that to make sure the quality is reflective enough. So
it's a large basin, pure silver, masterwork quality. This is the kind of thing that would be buried with someone.
So silver bowl, and I'll put worth 500 G. All right. So once I have that from her, I'll thank her for her time. I'll let her know if anything else comes across. I'll be more than willing to do business with her, and I'll head back. Doing that, I'll give Dugobras another 2,000 gold.
Stay a while and listen.
And I'll tell him whatever he needs to get the bottom repaired.
Okay.
To have that wall blocked off where the vampires were coming through. To get that fortified and blocked off. And to get the bottom restored. Where the dwarven altar's at. That'll be for that, and then the extension towards the back.
All right.
I think that should be more than enough.
Okay. You've got what you need.
So I have 2250 left out of all of that. I'll come back with the items in hand.
All right.
And let's see. I mean, we really haven't decided where everything was going yet. So, I mean, I'll put this in the center of the floor once I get back. I'll cast Create Water. Fill the basin.
Okay. Go ahead and describe to everyone what you believe this this spell or this incantation or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Describe this out, please.
So for this, it's going to be my scrying spell. I actually have to spend an hour to do my prayers first for it. But with this, I can observe any creature at a distance if the subject succeeds on a will save. The spell fails. The difficulty of the save depends on how well your knowledge of the subject and what sort of physical connection, if you have any, to the creature. Furthermore, if the subject is on another plane, the subject gets a +5 bonus to its will save. So their modifier is based off of if I have no knowledge of them, they get a +10 to their will save, which I do have knowledge of Thelsa.
Okay.
Well, I've met. Would I say I'm familiar, or am I at first hand? Because first hand says I've met the subject. Familiar says I know the subject well.
So, are you searching specifically for Thelsa, or are you searching for something else? Because you have other core components that you can use. For instance, Cort has the sheath of the blade. You could use that as a core material.
Correct. Okay, so if that's the case, I mean, that would add a -4 to their will save.
Well, blades don't get will saves.
No. So it's, this is if there's an article on them, it adds to that. So she's holding Cort's master's sword. So having the sheath would make it easier for me to locate her using that as an
anchor.
focus.
Yeah, focus. Yeah. All right, if that's what you want to do, it just depends. This may end up damaging this, but you have to explain this to Cort.
Yeah. So I'll wait till he wakes up. Cort. I'm gonna try to locate Thelsa. If I use the scabbard of her sword, I can make the ritual a lot easier to locate, but there's a chance if there's any defenses put up by her, the focus, meaning your sheath, can break.
Without hesitation, he's going to hand him the sheath. At the promise of a better chance of finding his master sword.
Gives him a slow nod, and he puts his hand over his. Thank you.
In the meantime, Jakob and Klaus are arguing about colors for the walls.
I said magenta.
What was your standing for me with Thelsa? Is it familiar or first hand?
Probably first hand.
Okay, so she starts off at a +0 and then she drops to -4 because I am using the scabbard. So with the ritual, as I said before, I start off by filling the basin with water, and then from there I set the bowl down, and then as the ritual begins, I place the mirror in the center of the water, and due to the weight of the silver, it should sink at first, right?
It should, yeah.
Yeah. Ulhime takes a kneeling position, kneels down in front of the basin as well as the mirror, and he starts beginning casting his incantation. This is where you see the divine arcane energy starting to shift somewhat, and the gold hue that he has in his eyes starts to turn blue. And then around him, you start seeing the basin start filling with arcane runes, and the mirror starts to slowly lift up, and then hovers in place, and then starts turning toward him. From there, it would be a larger arcane circle on the outside, or divine circle on the outside of him, begins to form. Some of which, I guess, if Klaus was aware of, he would see that it's clearly divination school, and the circle slowly starts to form before it fully connects, and then there's a flash of blue light, and then it attempts to try and scry on Thelsa.
Thelsa, give me a will save, please.
23.
Okay, in this scenario, Ulhime, you find it to be quite precarious because your divination, while it's something that you've never done previously, you have extended knowledge of it. Maybe it's about the grace that has been impacted upon your body. Maybe it's just the fact that all people of your delineation can use divination to find said subjects. Regardless of your experience, it's challenging because you don't see Thelsa. You see a figure masked in total darkness. But it's odd for you at first, because that darkness seems to twist and undulate. Wet. A very liquid-like surface before you realize that it is a pool of blood that silhouettes this figure. And the only thing that you can locate is the blade. You gain a profound sense of where the blade is. And Ulhime, it sends a small shiver across your body. Because from where you can see the blade, the moonlight kind of glides down upon, casting this glare across it. This shattered and semi-melted, blood-riddled weapon. But what sends these waves of fear across you, even if for only briefly, is the fact that in the surrounding of the blade itself, it's sort of like the blade is looking at the bathhouse. The figure stands in front of the bathhouse.
When Ulhime kind of gets the image of the bathhouse, he'll shoot up really quick, cutting the spell completely, and you just see his hands start glowing, and he faces towards the door.
Thelsa.
Yep.
You've been watching the bathhouse for a very short time now, debating whether or not you should see your allies, your friends. You know that you need to see Dugobras if you wish this blade to be made into anything more than a very rudimentary, broken hatchet of sorts. And it's something that you can get done, but you've been facing at this point, in another disguise, mind you, for a while. But you know that someone is trying to watch you. You get the sense. It is this weird precognition that's sort of like a blade's in front of you, and you can feel it. Either people are watching you from around you or from beyond. It sends up your pseudo-spidey sense. Something's happening. What do you do, Thelsa?
I'm going to figure that it was probably Klaus that I would have had this spidey sense from. More because he's the one I'm typically known for spellcasting, rather than
not because he's a giant spider.
Ulhime?
Fair.
Also because I know that he does come back, so him trying to find me isn't out of my idea of realm of possibility.
Makes sense.
So, well, now they know I'm here, I'm just gonna kind of head forth and head on in.
Okay.
Meet up with my friends again.
As you begin moving in the direction of the bathhouse, a glow breaks through the door itself. It's faint at first, but as you near closer and closer, it seems to grow in depth and brightness. Ulhime, as you focus in, your mirror falls into the silver bowl, and you can hear footsteps. Pleated, but footsteps nonetheless. Klaus, Jakob, nearest Ulhime, you see that he has clenched up his hand, his armored hand, and it now glows. He stares at the doorway intently so. Thelsa, you are just inside of what would be considered a foyer of sorts. This is where Malgrim and the original Flurry met the woman at the door. It is a passway unto the next area.
Seeing Ulhime, bolt upright and start, fury glowing, Jacob's going to look at Klaus. That ain't good. Should we? No, we should. And he's going to, start moving for his sword, which of course is across the room.
I don't think she's here to kill us.
She? I mean, she's here?
Who else would be here?
Ulhime gives like a nod, not breaking his gaze away from the door.
Shit. He's going to hurry his steps up a little bit more.
Let's not meet her with weapons drawn.
Well, I'm not going to be without it. She killed her whole family. Bitch, be psycho.
Thelsa, you can hear that echo off the inside of the building.
Klaus is right. I'm not here to kill you guys.
A female
today.
voice breaks the air as you make your decisions. Jakob, you hurriedly move over to your weapon. And figure stands in the doorway. Marred in darkness and clothed, a robed figure stands. She seems to meet the physical description of Thelsa, of what you can see. And white knuckling in one hand is a broken blade with flashing steel. Marred and superheated from combat. No doubt Cort's action. But it's tainted and stained in the blood of others since then.
It's good
Yeah.
to see that you're all alive. Or as alive as you'll ever be. That would turn my head to Ulhime.
Well, you say you may not have come to kill us, but you still have quite a lot to answer for, right?
Ulhime gives a slow nod. I saw your
Yeah.
actions, your transgressions.
Which were? I'm willing to answer if you've got questions.
The family you killed, whose blood stains that blade.
I didn't kill them under my own volition. Although I'm not sorry for my action.
Ulhime,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like a sense motive from you. There is this odd disparity in the way that she speaks. It's like she lingers on the truth, but there's more there. You can't quite discern if she's telling the truth or if she's lying. It might be a little bit of both.
Relieve yourself of the weapon. If you say you're not here to harm us, disarm yourself, and he'll extend his hand out for her to hand the blade over.
I can't do that. This means more to me than it does to Cort now. This isn't just a symbol of my past, of my people, or whatever his story was with it. This ties me to more.
It ties you to nothing. It is not your weapon. It is not your heirloom. To decide who it belongs to. That is Cort's and Cort's alone.
Where
You
is the
will
line?
relinquish the weapon. You don't have to worry about him.
I will not relinquish the weapon.
It's little more than evidence of your crimes.
Yes. And I'm not trying to shy away from me committing those crimes. Yes, I did kill those people. Was not under my own volition, but it was me.
And Jacob's just going to be like glancing between Thelsa and Ulhime and Klaus. Like, what do I do, guys? What do I do?
There's a lot about me you guys didn't know prior to me joining your band, and I'd like to stay with it unless you guys figure it so that I don't know, not suited, not fitting. I don't really know what you guys think.
If this is getting to know you better, I'd rather we didn't.
Then I agree, and we just move on with not talking and continue as a party as it.
Well, you did kill a lot of innocent people.
Yes. I wouldn't call most of them innocent, but I'd say that maybe you never understood.
Women and children? I mean,
yes.
I know I'm not one to talk really, but that seems pretty fucking evil.
Well, you're not one to talk. You had a poor past. And look at you,
So-
you've come to be something better now.
Right. I'm just saying explanations are in order.
I will explain if you've questions.
So how about you just put the weapon down while we do?
I'm gonna, I guess, kind of sheath it in my belt. I don't really have a sheath for it.
Sure.
It's very sheath friendly, I can assure you.
It-
Yeah, no, it's also burned and, really shitty.
It awkwardly sits in the belt line of whatever robe she has donned at this point. It's really not a threatening weapon at all. It's quite literally a hafted broken blade. Not even a long blade. It is very short. A hatchet would be a more efficient weapon at this point.
I'm a little surprised you're more scared of the sword than you are of me. I mean, I'm much
You
stronger.
didn't
weapon.
have to put it that way. I mean, I'm quite aware. We did go ahead and watch what you did down in Occipitus, but it just Ulhime.
I'm just going to raise both my hands and say, look, I'm not here to harm you. I would do it right now, but I have parts to talk on, so I can't. I'm not here to harm you. I mean no harm to you. You guys have done nothing wrong by me. I've got no reason to hurt you.
He looks to Ulhime and Klaus and he's just like,
We're not exactly here to pass judgment.
Ulhime, give me a perception, please. Ronald?
Is he sitting really still, or is he frozen?
He's
I
dead.
think he's frozen.
Oh. Wow. I was like, yo, he's way into this right now.
I've just been staring at it the entire time.
Oh.
and there he goes.
Steven hit the router. Got it.
Got it.
Klaus, if you would lean to your left. You fucker. God damn it.
Split personality, if ever there was one.
See, now you can play two characters. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Just
taking
lean
you
from
just-
side to
you go to
side.
the right, go to the left. Go to the right, go to the left.
All right, so hang on, let me figure this out. To the right is
Ulhime.
Okay, so that's Ulhime, and this is Klaus.
Klaus.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. Now
All
play
right.
both. Now have a conversation.
Listen here, you little shit. I can't say I quite know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. I thought I knew one of you leaving.
Oh, let's give him a second, guys. Bear with us. We're having some technical difficulties. It's bound to happen when...
I mean, it's like he never even left.
Serious. Lighthearted. Lighthearted.
I definitely, at some point during this, need to bring up that there's a Drider in the room. I need to bring up the
at some point
in the room.
Welcome back.
All right, I've got to switch your camera spots, but...
No, leave it like this. I'll play Ulhime. It's cool.
Alright, sorry about that.
It's all right. No worries.
You're Klaus now.
We blame Steven. And he froze again for a second there, and I was like, oh,
Alright, you guys can hear me though?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Cool. So you were yelling Ulhime, and then I got kicked. So, yeah.
Basically, Thelsa belted the weapon, and now we're kind of, Jacob's looking to Ulhime and Klaus for what to do. She's offered to explain it, but she's not
Explaining.
Ulhime, give me a perception, please.
Give you 2 prescriptions. 36.
You can't seem to break your eyes away from the blade, even though she's quote-unquote sheathed it. She's placed it on her belt side, and it just kind of like languidly hangs. It doesn't really seem to look very normal, right? Like, I don't think I've expressed this enough, that it's physically, it was a much larger blade, but at some point, when Cort struck the creature, or at least the creature's weapon, and he successfully critically struck, went into the stone, and because of the nature of how he swung, straight down with everything that he had, it broke his weapon. But because of the way it moved, it caused it to, like, basically superheat. So the blade itself is upright like so, but it caused the metal to, like, warp and heat. So it kind of has, like, flashing metal off the backside of it. It's more like, if you cut a capital T in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way now she's kind of clutching the bottom of it. It's like a really crude curved blade, even though it doesn't really function as such. But while you're peering at it, it seems to have this borderline intoxicating sheen. It hypnotically takes your glance, and you can sense that there is more about it. Before, Cort saw it as a prized possession. He treated it as if it was literally the only thing that allowed him to live. And now it is more than that.
I'm gonna cast Detect Evil on it.
Thelsa.
So you're gonna see Ulhime's eyes shift like even tinier, and then like zero in.
When he begins to cast the spell, you are aware that he's casting something. It's very short, it's a very quick, like it's basically the equivalent of a syllable. But as he does this, his eyes vert in color, and it goes to a very different shade. He's peering into a different spectrum. And when this happens, Ulhime, not only do you see that the weapon itself is evil, but Thelsa is also incredibly evil. But you find it odd that the weapon radiates evil, that it emits an alignment at all.
All right. Saw the coin formation I need.
Do you say anything? Do you do anything? Thelsa's watching, arms still up at this point.
Looking down at the blade, I'll slowly look back at her. Let go of the blade, Thelsa.
It's on my belt. I'm not holding on to it.
Drop it.
Why are you so obsessed? She's gonna crack a smile as she's looking at your eyes that are still looking into the arcane spectrum.
You
Or
can't
eyes
help
that are flashing.
but feel like she's taunting you, Ulhime. Since she walked in, the moment that she's talked to you, it's been this this almost power struggle between the two of you. You felt it from the very beginning. She was like, it's nice to see everyone that's alive, or unliving.
Mostly.
Or mostly. And when she said that, she kind of darted to your vision. It certainly boils to this point where maybe she's trying to get aroused out of you. You're not really sure.
Are you aroused?
Oh.
Ulhime will look at her. Just do a slow nod. Looks back to Jakob.
Okay.
Make sure the weapon stays destroyed. And he's gonna cast Smite on the fucking blade.
Okay, so you declare Smite on the blade.
Yep.
Thelsa, grant me perception, please.
Okay.
And there's a little class thing for smoke.
25.
This isn't a secret to you. You're very, very well aware of how this works. It's not your first time encountering. In fact, in your previous party, a paladin existed, and he definitely explained how the Smite Evil feature works. How he was a crusader, and his goal was to bring about true justice in the world, even at the cost of some lives of much younger, villainous creatures. It kind of skewed the lines for you, helping you decide in the future. And the future is now. You see it, the declaration. He's looked over to Jakob. Jakob, how do you react in this situation? Ulhime has nodded to you, said your name, and has declared something. What do you do?
It's kind of second reaction now. Remember, Jakob and Ulhime have been kind of working together and been in situations similar to this. He just throws the sheath off his blade and moves in, but of course, since he's a little distance away, it's kind of a rush. Ulhime's definitely going to be getting the first shot off.
Klaus, what about you? There is no surprise round in this. Surprise is gone. The tensions have been high. What do you do? Do you say anything?
I mean, I don't know that there's a lot to say at this point, but if we're to believe that she is under some kind of compulsion, and based on his actions up until this point, I believe that Ulhime thinks that the sword has something to do with it. I'm gonna throw a Greater Dispel Magic at Thelsa, just to see if I can remove any kind of magical curse or spell that's been put upon her.
I need perceptions from everyone.
Yeah, I'll get one too.
Mm-hmm. Cort, even from you.
One second, I'm finding it.
Okay. Cort, you hear the noises, the words that are growing in pace and pressure, and you can sense that there's something about to happen near you. But you can't really react much. You wore your body out, despite the healing that came from Ulhime. Your exhaustion permeates the length of your body. It's not just your legs. It's not just your arms. You wore yourself out, down to your core, where you used this sword as an anchor for your emotions. When you found out that it was taken and used for devious actions to smite a family, to destroy the innocent, it took every bit of your person that remained, all of your raw, untethered emotions, and it twisted. It convulsed into something, and you feel like everything you've trusted has been stripped away from you. You're quite literally a man apart. The rest of you, as you begin to prepare to delve into combat versus Thelsa, her hands still up, saying that you're men obsessed. There's nothing that I've done. I'm not here to fight you. You each draw your weapons. You declare smite on her weapon. And before you can take an action, a pool of mist seems to circle about the ceiling. This darkness begins to wave, and it draws everyone's attention. The DC was 20 to notice it. Something falls. With a languid plop, it schlucks as it hits the floor, the stone floor, and it rolls. A human head. Another one falls. A man's head. And then another, and then they begin falling by the dozens. What does everybody do?
Creepy as fuck.
I'm above that kind of thing. No, I will take. I guess I'll shift my defensives towards that because I mean, as of right now, the weapon is smited. But if there's a portal of disembodied heads falling from the ceiling, then we need to figure out what's going on.
So, as far as Jacob is concerned, one, has Ulhime destroyed the weapon?
No.
No. I literally just targeted it right now.
Then he is going to absently note that creepy as fuck, but he's still going to be.
You're going to charge through a field of raining human heads?
I would wait.
I'm curious. I'm curious, Jacob.
I gotta go ahead and play it to Jacob, and unless he is...
It's perfect. That actually makes sense. As you begin to charge forward, despite this detail, this large amount of human heads that are now cycling into the upper tens begins to fall, a human head hits your person, jarring your senses briefly for a moment, and when you peer down, Jacob, still clutching onto your blade, preparing to charge into combat, you recognize it. You know this person. Their face agape in terror, the eyes as wide as they possibly can. The flesh has not been severed by blade. It's in threads. Something physically tore the heads off of the bodies of these men and women. Give me a wisdom save. Or not wisdom. Wisdom, please. Click your wisdom, please. D20 plus your wisdom mod. DC
Sure.
10.
Oh, yeah, because, that's something I'm excellent at. Oh, wisdom, so... 18. I haven't lost my mind. Or do you want to say that was a will save?
No, it's not you losing your mind. This is you recollecting. You know this person. You know them intimately, Jacob, because they tried to kill you. They drove a blade into your side that was disintegrating you from the inside out.
That motherfucker! Yeah, the assassin from the Dawnbreaker.
Order of the Dawnbreakers. Order of the Dawnbreakers. The last head that falls through is not just a head, it's the upper torso. It's just above the breast. It is a woman. A blade driven through her skull that somehow was also equally torn away and not sliced.
This is somebody I wouldn't know, right?
That's correct. There was very specific care handled in this situation. This woman still adorns the necklace of the Order of Dawnbreakers.
Oh, it's the captain. Remember the captain that he was talking about? That he was going to bring so we could work side by side?
Yeah, I mean, if Jacob needed more incentive that this bitch needs to die, he's going to be tempted to go ahead and swing on her instead of the blade at this point.
And this is where I'm going to call the session.
Oh, damn! Damn!
It's getting sick, boys! We got little smited by my rated ass. We got fucking Dawnbreakers, so crazy!
Okay, Rick James, let's bring it down a notch.
And Christy's losing her shit.
We're all that one, like, they're like, pew pew pew, and I'm like, and it's all
I can't understand a word that he's saying.
Got on me neither.
I'm guessing
it's
he's
good.
in a pudding commercial.
It was good. It was a good good session. Good session.
Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I would love
Your
to hear
brother's
what you
trying
guys
to get
think.
you, Ronald.
Well, just a moment. Keep talking. About yourselves.
Dude, guys.
I think
guys.
that's a welcome
Ronald, turn
home.
around to your brother.
Everyone in chat, do a slash take knee. Just do a slash take knee for me real quick, so that way I can level with you guys. Everyone, right now. Here, we're gonna do this together.
Ronald,
Slash
do a 180.
take knee.
You can't do a slash. Put a period in front of it, or
Okay,
else
here we
it's
go.
gonna say it's
We're
not
gonna go.
valid.
We're gonna do
Slash
period
take.
slash take knee. Right there. Everyone. Oh shit! It's still not working. Okay.
Oh, well, good enough. Try.
Okay.
Just say
Forward
take
slash
knee.
me space.
Here,
take
what'd you say at that? Just do that. Just type in a take knee for me. Just do that, guys. Everyone, just take
the knees.
Not
Take
me
knee.
crystallize.
Take
We're gonna-
knees. It's the only
We're
way.
gonna freaking guys.
I've only got 2. Stop taking them all.
You guys hold him down. I'll take his knees.
There's evil everywhere. There's evil everywhere right now, right? And I'm like, dang, gotta smoke something. I got a hashtag yellow drop shot for Jesus on something. And I'm like, right there, that blade, right there. And Jesus up above's like, yo, Ron, what do you want to smite on? I'm like, that blade. He's like, that blade? I'm like, that blade. He's like, you want to put a little flashlight on it? I was like, put a little flashlight, get me Emerald Lagasse, and BAM! Smite it. That was so that's what we're
Your
doing.
dad's like, shut the fuck up, man.
That's what happened.
Oh,
What
man.
happened?
So that was episode 150 of Shackled City. The crew's back together, but in the worst kind of ways.
Kind of.
Worst kind of ways, that's right. They've come back together, and now... Good.
Sitcom intro.
When I think everybody has a quality camera that's capable of giving me a 90s sitcom intro. That moment when it's like someone's
gotta have that
clutching onto the
static.
toaster and they're sitting in the tub and they're clutching those like
It's gotta have that weird static bar going across the bottom. Yeah.
yes, the moment that we can find someone to write our intro, the audio.
What's
for
the-
that.
Pan
what's
around
song?
in freeze frame on me being put into the back of a police car.
And he's just like,
I thought this was America!
yeah.
What's the song of Shackled City? Everywhere. Somebody goes in.
There's a murder hobo killing.
Or even worse, it's the intro to Family Matters. It's all it just zooms into Cauldron.
I feel like this has to be like a parody of the Friends theme song, though.
They just call it Shackled City. It's all God
God damn it. Oh, man. I hope that you guys had a good time tonight. I know that there are a lot of new faces that popped in. A lot of new people followed tonight, which is great. It's always good to see some new faces. I do appreciate it. Big shout-outs to Shadow Tamer, Malicious, Dizzy Rain, Giant Guy Muscle, Verge Lagurdy, T-Dress, Harlequin, and Robbie Damasco. I appreciate you guys. Also, the subs tonight, which we had, well, quite a few. We've been going now for 5 hours, so let's see. Eric Vulgaris, Diegeist, Girnall, SniperGoat. We also got Fish Food with the first time sub, Heaven Wrath, subbing in Hansel, Yoshi Gaming, Dave Squishy, Dope Roll, El Sorai. There was a lot of attention. I thank you guys so much for all of the love. It makes a difference. We're trying to return to our graces, breaking big numbers. Our goal is to climb and scale back over 100 if we can. We were there for a while, and then, well, the holidays and my life kind of took hold. So we're gonna fix it. The goal is to scale back into greatness again. But thank you
Invite
Oh,
guys so
your
much.
friends.
Yeah.
Invite your family. Invite your grandma.
I mean, don't do that. She's probably not prepared for this, especially after. Well,
Invite Red's grandma.
Don't do that. Don't do that either. He won't ever be allowed to come to Bubfest, ever. Period. And I do kind of like him, even if He can be a banana douchebag.
Banana douchebag.
I'll have you
That's
know
a fucking theme song, man.
It really is. It's fucking runner nipples, a-ho!
Me, my bird hair, and my runner nipples are so offended right now.
You know, this means that next year we're all going to have to go out and
Buy
give
some
Red
white
a
shirts
box.
to do a marathon.
Oh,
No, we're going to have to go ahead and give Red a box of Band-Aids. Just everybody. We're going to throw them at him all weekend.
Well, I did want to take this moment because I know that it's only growing. This year will be the 4th year, but I wanted to see if I can get it out to see what you guys think about coming out again to Bubfest.
I already booked the time off.
Nice. 1 for 5.
I need to go ahead and put in the time, but yeah, I'm planning to come.
No promises yet.
I mean,
Promises.
it will really depend
is
on...
RonCon still going on?
Dude, the moment
RonCon
Bug gets here,
2019.
RonCon's gonna start. I'm gonna be like, everyone get out of the way. RonCon just started. Everyone's like, why is the Bubbernaut here if it's RonCon? I'm like, that's irrelevant, okay?
He's here
I'm
as an
like-
attendee of the RonCon.
Yeah, I'm like, he's the only
He's
one
my
that's the
opening
person-
act.
Yeah.
Well, I
Everyone knows
won't
that.
be coming to TwitchCon this year, but I think they're going. I think they announced they're going back to San Diego this year, but I think they're going back to San Diego next year too. My goal is to
Yeah.
go to the 2020 TwitchCon. That's the plan anyway, and I would be more than happy to figure out how we can connect there. I just don't know how far Long Beach is from
San Diego's 3
San
hours.
Diego. Okay, that's not bad. That's not. I mean, it's way better than the 8 hours between us. So I think we can make that work. But I would definitely like to see you guys come out. I know that before some of you were trying to settle into work. You were the low man on the totem pole. Some of you didn't have any money at all. But it would be great to see you cats come out, even if you have to road trip up again as a squad.
Sniper can drive down to where I live now. Then we can go back up and then shoot over to Will.
Yeah, I mean, if he's down for it, I don't want to presume that he's...
Sniper, you're down for the extra 9 hours on top of the extra 10 hours, right?
I can deal with you, Fox.
It's like so
I'm
it's-
probably
it's-
I'm
so you
probably
get
going to
to
want to do what we did
Jacksonville,
last year. No, I'm
You get to
probably going to want to
Jacksonville and then
do.
you drive down for about another 10 hours, and you.
I can Uber there and back. It should
I
be
think
like
I might say fuck
$600.
that and have you meet me up there in Jackson, like we did last time, because you
That'd work a
know.
Oh,
little better, I think.
Definitely works a bit better. But
Or-
you can come
or
down
you
here
can-
and see Miami.
Or you can go ahead and run your happy ass
Songs
over.
on the fire
Wait,
Friday.
actually, I might have a female friend in Miami I wouldn't mind hanging with.
You got to make me promise, though. If you guys come out, you don't drive to Indiana to go to a movie theater.
I don't understand that reference, but I will try not to.
Well, when we came up, one of the days that we were hanging out,
How
in the
about this?
campground, we went out and saw a movie.
If you sleep with us overnight at the
Okay, let's reword that real
Yeah,
quick. I'm
yes,
gonna
yes.
dial
if
it
you,
back.
If you sleep
No,
in
no,
a
no,
tent
no,
at the
no, leave it
fairgrounds
exactly
with us, then I think we'll be less apt to go to a movie theater.
If by some miracle I happen to make it there, I'm gonna buy padlocks for a 10.
I'm really glad that I thought you were going to say for my underwear, but that
I mean,
that also works.
that too. Yeah, both.
It's
Oh,
all right.
goodness.
You can have my underwear and
So,
never wear it anyway.
For those of you that are curious, Budfest is a once-a-year group gathering. We try to break away from the computer and have as much fun as we can as a squad. We get away from the computers, we make memories, and we do lots of all kinds of ridiculous things. This year is going to be about... That's outdated information. You don't want to read that.
Read
Don't
it anyway.
don't take that
Benny.
link. It's dated information. We're gonna get new stuff up. Anyway, this year is going to be the start of the Bubber Olympics. It's where you guys are going to get to build your character sheet based off of a series of actual tests that have been written by me. So if you want to see where you stand up against the rest of these goons here and their stats, we could make it happen. Sure, you might not have a 20 or a 22 strength. You may not have an 18 dexterity, but we can figure some shit out, and you might actually be a realistically prepared adventurer. There will be standardized testings. Yeah, it's pretty great. I'm very excited for it.
Going back to fucking elementary school here.
Hatless says to tell us some
Only
Bugfest
with
stories.
this bunch would
Can
I
you tell us
travel
the story of how
across
they got
country.
peanut butter down their crack.
Only in this group would I travel across country to take a fucking test.
No way, dude. It's
Yeah.
it's not going to be like a fucking a bubble mark test, right? We're not going to be doing anything like that.
All right,
I know,
everyone,
it's
bring a
Scantron.
blue Scantron,
Yeah, I was
not a
gonna
green
say.
Scantron.
Nah, it's going to be so good. I'm super excited for it. I've been thinking about it for a long time. This is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be feats of strength, endeavors of dexterity. It's gonna be like fucking nerdy American gladiators, man.
Hog.
As long
With
as
the
we can
Canadian.
bash someone in the face with a boxing glove on a stick, I'm totally down.
Cross country SATs, let's go, right, Otvak? Right?
Ugh.
No, it's gonna be a
I didn't even
little
take-
less
I
intense.
didn't even
than
do my
that.
first SATs. I don't want to
I
take.
drove to
SATs.
Indiana to fail a test. What? Yeah, it's a long story. I don't want to talk about it.
We will figure it out, no doubt. But these tests are going to do just what they suggest. It's there to test you. It's going to try to push some of your limits to see how you stand up against some of the traditional heroes and adventurers of Legends and Fables told. So bring your A game, and most preparedly so, bring your ability to make memories. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh a lot. Probably have ridiculous and unhealthy food. There's going to be some drinking, and just getting away from computers for a little while is a good way to refresh. It's good for the community. It's good for the heart, because I get to talk to you guys. I get to finally hug some of you guys that I've been talking
It's
to now
good for the
years.
soul.
It really is.
As
It
long
really
as
is.
there's no donuts on a.
And God knows we need Jesus.
I mean,
I don't need to be eating any more dirt donuts.
No
Listen,
more donuts.
any-
Any
I'll
eat any
still,
more
I'll
rocks.
still, no, I'll still eat them.
Any ate a fucking rock, dude.
I swallowed.
I still have a very vivid memory of Indian
Why would
turkey
you-
and say, "Oh, I think I ate a rock." Really? How? I could feel it in my teeth when I
Yeah,
bit.
I went to take a bite and I felt that I bit on a rock and I wasn't going to spit it out,
So he
I
swallowed
just
it.
swallowed the rock.
Why?
He was
Because-
dedicated to winning.
Because
was- it
motherfucker
was a
wanted
race.
to win.
I don't.
Listen,
Did you guys?
listen,
I don't
if you
remember
guys-
won that competition.
If you guys
I
are
think
coming
I
from
did.
outside of the country, if you're coming from the UK, if you're coming from like way far up north, or from South America, or wherever you're coming from, let me know way ahead of time, because I would love to help you. My wife and I figure out all of the available hotels in the area. If you decide that you don't want to camp, we will help get you any rides that you might need, be it Uber, Lyft, or carpooling with some of the other lot that's going to be there. We will help out. You just gotta be vocal. Say some things, please. We're not opposed to helping out. I carpool every year. I usually take about 4 or 5 people. It's going to be a good time. And if you decide that you want to stick around after Bubfest, it's generally like Tuesday that the last bit of people go home. But that Monday, we typically go out and we see some of the sights of our town. We take you to some shops that we venture to. We play some games and we watch movies and we just make
Mini golf.
Make a good
Yeah,
time.
seriously. Last year we went ahead and hit this awesome candy store that was very retro, and we hit an Irish pub that was the
Yes.
bees.
It's full of Irish people.
Can
No.
we rent out dongs?
We could rent out one of the rooms. Yeah, I actually.
Oh, he's talking about the restaurant. Oh my
Yeah,
fucking god!
we just
Yeah,
I rented
can we
out
rent
the
out
back
some
room for CJ's funeral. The last the people that came out, we rented out the room for I think we rented it for 60 people came out to that back room. So if that's something that you guys want to do, you can, but I don't think we're gonna have that many people.
We should definitely go to Dungs regardless of the people size.
Well, you gotta be there, man. You gotta be there to make some memories. I'm
I-
down to make it
you know,
happen.
Dongs is a good percentage of the reason I want to go, and I'm not gonna lie about that.
It's really good Chinese.
It's
double
food.
digits.
It is
really good Chinese food.
like compared to what we have here, it's exceptional. Like Chinese food we have here is like egg rolls, and they're frozen because it's Canada.
You go to a Chinese restaurant. You look
Yeah,
at
they're not
the
meant to be
menu and it's
frozen. They just
egg
left
roll,
them
egg
outside
roll,
too
egg roll,
long.
egg roll,
Yeah,
egg
no.
roll, veggie roll, egg roll, egg roll, egg roll.
What's the date for
Bubs.
Bubfest again? It is Friday the 13th of September.
That's fucking.
I'll be honest. The idea of spending a night in a camping grounds on Friday the 13th doesn't exactly sound so hot to me.
Yeah, you're really sticking it to fate there, aren't you?
It's okay.
He's like, guys, I got this cool place that's called Crystal Lake. Apparently, nobody goes there.
You guys watch too many
Guys-
fucking movies. Well, good lord.
No worries,
I'm-
I haven't
I'm
killed
gonna be-
anyone in years.
I'm gonna be sleeping in a hammock, so I think everyone else is the most safe.
Did you guys
True
hear
enough.
about
I'm
the
probably
women who drowned
first
in the
around.
lake last year? Oh man, it was so weird.
It's gonna be a
folks,
really
also-
good time. Go ahead.
If you're looking for anyone to host, Jared is live right now.
Nice, very good. Actually, I think we're gonna do that, guys. Just don't have sex. He really hates people having. It's true. Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. They're about that life.
Oh, I thought you were saying Bub hates having sex, and I was like, I don't know about
That's
that.
inaccurate.
Damn it.
That's a
You try
very
to have
inaccurate
sex at
statement.
Bubfest, Bub will come up to your tent in the middle of the night and go, "Hey, what are you doing, man?"
Look, You should have
ugly
seen the
crows.
ground after he was done with it. You should have seen the fucking
The
hole.
great divot, man. The great fucking
Divot
divot.
of Brown County Park.
Only to
Even the-
realize
even
he
the-
was daydreaming.
Even the raccoons were coming up for a grasp.
True story.
They called him the oral Derek that day.
What the
He
fuck
was
are
in
we talking about
he
now?
was he was in Indiana finding that Texas tea, bro.
God damn it.
Y'all know what I'm saying?
Fucking ridiculous.
Bubfest 2018.
You see that
Wait,
Jared was
20
live? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
2017.
All right,
2017.
guys, we are going to we're going to throw this lot over. Do me a favor, copy this command. Copy this command down. I think it's a thing. Yeah, copy that shit down. And we're going to go over and love on Jared's face, okay? If you decide to stick around and you raid with me, I'll give everybody a little bit of extra reputation. But
Telling
you
me
got to
shitty
raid
for
with
not
me.
joining the Wednesday game.
Well, he had a chance. He decided to opt out. He said he can only do
Which is
one,
why you tell him
one
he's
game a
shitty.
week. One game a week, and now he's already in the Tuesday game. So, guys,
I think the Wednesday's too much for him.
thank you so much for coming out tonight and supporting our 150th episode, which is a milestone and a half. And hopefully
3
we
years.
have...
Well, 3
It's
years is
more.
in what?
It's
no,
more
'cause
than
it's
3 years.
52 weeks.
It's
We've-
almost 4 years.
Dude, we're at
Yeah.
almost 4 years.
Oh god, that's
Yeah.
gross.
All right, guys. Hop on over and support his face. Let's go ahead and get this raid command up. JD Scientize.
And remember, boys and girls, it's Wednesday, so stay shackled to those seats, and we'll see you next time.
That's right. If you want to stick around and you want to talk to me in
Stay
Discord,
shackled in your
make
chair
sure
until
you
next
check
week.
out the Discord, folks. Seriously, go over there and love on us. There we go. There's the Discord link. Discord.gg/bub. Come say hi. All right. I'm gonna do a post show wrap up really quick with these guys, and then we will come over to the regular Discord and see you in break room. All right. Peace. We're out of here.